Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, Doc Talk. Dr. Heather.
Dr. Marley.
Obviously, you guys know us by now. Okay, so we felt compelled to come on here today and talk to you guys about our thoughts and response to that White Coat Summit video from yesterday that has been completely censored, taken off all media channels. Their website actually was removed from the internet, so you can't even find anything about those doctors and their mission and what they were trying to do. I listened to the whole video. Actually, I watched it a couple times because I needed some time to really let it sink in what their message was. And we kind of wanted to share our thoughts about it and then perhaps maybe take it a step further, more upstream, and how we approach this whole health crisis that we're in. So first of all, I want to give kudos and shout outs to those doctors. It's not easy to stand up in front of a bunch of people, a bunch of naysayers who with a message that is different than the message that we're all getting from every sort of government organization and the media. So these doctors had the balls, if I can say that, to stand up in front of a bunch of people and say things that go against the narrative. So kudos to them for that. Okay. Secondly, I think people are fighting back because they only heard the one overriding message was that there was a cure, a pharmaceutical cure of hydroxychloroquine, erythromycin, and zinc. And that's all they heard from the whole video is there's a cure for COVID. But those doctors said a lot more too. They also said that they believe that we should be going back to school. They said that the quarantine caused a whole lot, or I should say the lockdown caused way more issues than financial crisis. It caused a massive public health crisis. They talked about that. And then they also talked about that they don't think that people need to be wearing masks and that they themselves are wearing surgical masks when they're around positive COVID cases. So not N95s, not crazy amount of PPE, but a surgical mask. So I think that those three things went largely unrecognized from that video, and people jumped straight to the incredibility of one of the doctors who was super passionate but seems to have maybe a bit of a shady past, and then that there's this cure that everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. So that's my thought, first of all. Do you have anything to say yet?
No, I think you nailed it. But yeah, just kudos to them for their passion, for them to fly down there and actually stand up on camera and say what they said. It just shows that they truly care. So their heart and their head is in the right place.
Right. So then we think about chiropractic. So, I mean, we've been talking to you guys this entire time about how we can help and how your body is so powerful, right? So we watched that video, and to me, it's like, you know what? That is their wheelhouse. Medical doctors have a tool. Their tool is prescribe pharmaceutical drugs, try to find cures for diseases and illnesses. And that's precisely what they're trying to do. So that's in their arena. Like Dr. Marley said, we don't know anything about hydroxychloroquine. That's not our real wheelhouse. We're not going to spend time studying those trials and figuring out if that's the right drug and what the dosage should be, because it's not in our wheelhouse. And so we'll never do that.
Right. Our job is not the treatment of disease, it's health promotion.
Right.
So yeah, they're focused on trying to treat this illness, and we're trying to focus on health promotion of a healthy host, so we don't actually express symptoms or even develop the illness.
Right, so that we don't need the pharmaceutical
Right.
drug to cure us. So that's kind of what the Doc Talk is about today, is that we realize there may be a cure out there. The cure may be medicine, but we hope that if you follow our tips and our tricks and our advice that we give you guys, that you're not going to be the person that needs that medication, and certainly not be taking pharmaceutical drugs as a prophylactic measure when we can be doing things in our lifestyle, right?
Right. Just the idea of taking something prophylactically, it's like taking an aspirin a day, and now there's plenty of research coming out showing the detriments of that. So yeah, to take a drug to try and be proactive just really doesn't make sense to me when those drugs are meant to try and treat a disease.
Right.
Instead, starting on the 1st, August 1st, we're going to start dripping you guys information just on good, healthy tips that you could be doing to just make sure that you're the strongest, most resilient host that you could possibly be. So we'll be giving a ton of recommendations on certain supplementation. Keep in mind, we're not trying to treat COVID. We are not trying to even prevent COVID. We are trying to address deficiencies within the body that could make you a more susceptible host.
To anything, let alone COVID.
Yeah, any virus, any bacteria, any pathogen. COVID, we want you to be the strongest host that you can possibly be. So keep in mind, when we talk about supplementation, we might mention COVID. It's not to be a treatment, it's to make you healthier and stronger, help you become healthier and stronger.
Right.
So if you are not subscribed to our blog or our email list, make sure that you reach out to us so that you can get that information. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube. You like us and follow us on Facebook as well as Instagram, because we'll be dripping this information on all of those platforms, because we know that there's a huge amount of censorship going on right now. And with almost every single blog or video or information that we put out there, I'll also link PubMed research showing the scientific validity for why we recommend what we recommend. So it's not just going to be us shooting from the hip. We put a lot of time and energy into this, and we just want to make sure that, especially in our community, we have the healthiest, strongest hosts on the planet.
Most resilient people ever. And that's what Wyoming's all about, right? We're Wyoming tough out here, and in order to be tough, we need to make sure our health is in check, our physical health and our mental health. So not only supplements that Dr. Marley's talking about, but our tips and tricks are also going to be included with just general lifestyle stuff. So how you eat, how you move, how you think, all of those things are so important right now if you want to have a resilient host in your body. So I guess the take-home message is we appreciated that yesterday to a point. You know, it was, people shared it like crazy. They ate it up, because I think just the like normal American or just average human being wants to know there's a cure for disease. It's just this thing that we all crave. We want to have like a quick fix, right? But I mean, it's not even available right now. I mean, from what those doctors were saying, you can't even get that. You can't get it over the counter. Pharmacists can't even let people have it. So instead of waiting for a chance to maybe get your dose of hydroxychloroquine, why don't we do other things right now that you have complete control over?
Right. The prophylaxis comes in your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you the lifestyle tips that you need.
Absolutely. So that starts August 1st. So pay attention for your first email, first blog, first video coming out here in about 2-3 days.
All right.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys.
Make it a great day.